And you're just beginning to learn that in your culture, in all cultures. And that's why you have one country speaks one language, another country speaks another language, another country speaks another language. The pronunciation is different in one country, and the words are different in one country, and you don't know, and your communications are incoherent, really, in the essence of this thing here, soul forces. It's a result of the Tower of Babel consciousness. But you're having the opportunity now to come above it. And that calls for the belief in yourself and the understanding that God is with you because you had a mother and a father. You didn't just pop in here. You're not that great. And if you think you did, pop out. We're put here to assist each one another. Your job here is not only for yourself to understand and be appreciative of what life is itself. Life itself is. That you have one, number one, because you really don't know how you got it yet. Some do, and why you got it. But you're here for others. You're here for others. You've all done enough for yourself. Look at it. It's done. And now you have to work with the little ones that don't know. But that doesn't mean beat them and whip them and lock them up. They know more than you do. They just came from there. The difficulty is communicating with them without the overlord thing. Listen to them. And you'll find out that 4 chambers in your heart will resonate to the 4 chambers in that little heart. You speak heart to heart. But heart to heart speak, it requires... And the mother speaks and whispers. And so does your secret self. Because there's another self that you have that hasn't been written about in your metaphysics or your books. It's been hinted at. It's been hinted at. And that's the self that's connected to the Holy Spirit. That's the self that's connected to the Holy Spirit. Everyone has heard of that Holy Spirit. Some know who he is, named Shiva. Yet the connection is the mystery. And the mystery in that connection is your worthiness to have it. And when you understand the worthiness to have it, then you have an inclination to be more dignified, a little more sublime, a little more caring. Because the Holy Spirit is within everyone, but very, very hidden in the center core of your heart, where the 4 chambers meet. In there is a cave where it hides itself because it's afraid to look out. It knows what's out there, even though it's hidden within the structure. It has secret knowledge. Everyone on this planet is unique, and everyone within the center of their heart chakra has an individual unit of secret knowledge that no one else has, that is supposed to be shared and employed together so that the puzzle is fixed. But you're a long way from that one. Right now you're going through the cathartic experience that you have purposeful responsibility here. I said purposeful responsibility. What does that mean? It means service to others. And if you can't go out and perform it or do something with it, you can think at least prayerfully toward them. Because prayers work. And you have to understand how to center yourself with prayers. Because you have beings above you that are not kindly looking toward you, that will take your prayers and offer it up as theirs. So you need how to center yourself when you say your prayer. So I want everyone to center their being, spines erect. Take your right index finger and put it into solar plexus. Contemplate peace to all beings. Just contemplate within yourself, peace to all beings, and feel. You say, mercy, Father, just in the sight of you, from the solar plexus, mercy, Father. Peace, protection, and joy. May the envelope of faith envelop those that doubt, Father, with the mercy of the Mother, because we can't handle all of your justice. Peace to all beings. Now let the heart feel that, and let the center of the heart, the core where the four chambers meet, feel it. And you'll feel it in the back on your left side when you breathe. Thankfulness for the self as a body. You know what your body looks like. Thankful for having it. And thankful for the one that breathes you, because sometimes you don't even realize you're breathing. But there's one that does that for you. He's called your perpetuator, in scientific terms. And thankfulness for the fact that you're going to have the opportunity for your third eye to open. So you'll have what you call the understanding of the dignity needed walking on this plane. Because that's a requirement. And I'm not talking just about dignity, I'm talking about dignity to everything. All beings and creatures. They're living and moving. They have a life. They've been given that life. Not by you, but by the one that gave you life. And you cockroaches, yeah? You don't like them. Well, there are ways to move them aside, but they have life. They're given them. For those having trouble with cockroaches, bay leaves help. I'll tell you that. Nature always provides an answer and a remedy for you if you ask her correctly. And how do you really get to her? You center your being, you open the solar plexus of your feet, soles in your feet, and you go down to her and ask. And she'll, and she'll come up, and she's heavy. She's heavier than gravity. And she protects. And she knows who you are, and she knows your worth. And to her, you're worth everything. Because you're part of her. The chambers of your heart contain the secrets of yourself. They contain the law of your being. They contain the law of your being. You have 4 beats there, 4 chambers. The cave in the center of the heart is called the mystery of yourself. It's in you, it's not outside you, it's in you. But when the mysteries start opening, there becomes this ability to think that you know more than others, but you don't. You actually know less. And you have you will regress. And that's one of the secrets to instantaneous healing. You take yourself back in time, in the heart chakra in the center, not chakra, excuse me, in the cave, before the illness, readjust the frequencies, and then you have a time differential that starts occurring. And you bypass the illness. But as it's going backward, you're going to have to go through the pain of the illness to get back to clarity. Literally, you do that in your body. That's how you do it. But you don't believe it because you've never practiced it. So what do when you get an illness? You die. You get another body. Right. That's what you do. Can't fix the machine, kill it. Put it in the junk pile. You're taught these techniques for a reason, not just for yourself. As I said, you're here for others. It's the demonstration ability to do it, that once you've done it, someone else, well, maybe I can do that too. And there's only 4 steps. There's 4 chambers in the hall. Everyone says love, 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 love. Where does that occur from? Which chakra are you talking from? Huh? I'll tell you where love is. It's in the fetus. That little fetus thing in there. When the seed enters the egg and that becomes the bloom, right there it is. Right there. Because it's aware of becoming. Eventually, it is aware. Most look forward to it. Some understand as they come, they heard the energy and the frequency of what would turn the parents arguing and battling, and it decides to die itself. Choose another circumstance. It aborts the mission, not done by the other entities. Because that is what it is, your life. It's a mission, a purposeful intent to assist the expansion of the human condition on this planet, not any other planet, this one, for everyone, so you can really know the safety of it being here. This is where heaven is to become. You're working it. You're within it. You might not know it. You don't believe it. But that's what's going to happen. That's why you keep coming back. Lifetime after lifetime. This is the place to be. This is it. In the consciousness of the human condition. Because you have a body physical and it needs gravity to be able to move within it. And it needs the force of the mother for the nurturing of it. And it needs the understanding of the justice of God for the perpetuation of it. And then mercy comes in the education of it. You're in that process. We've been using the phrase peace to all beings. Well, peace to all beings is not only a phrase, it's the name of an entity. And it's a gentle way to identify who this entity is, and that entity is justice. It creates peace immediately. Because nothing would exist unless mercy comes with it. For the education of the human condition. You really don't understand how important it is to be human. You really don't. The divine self understands it. But your ego has got you trapped in fearful attitudes about one or another of things. And each of you have pertinent information that should be shared with another. Not that overlording thing. No. Or not criticizing things. No. One of the easiest ways to share information is to tell beings to listen to the water. Be thankful for the water. Water weighs, how much does water weigh a gallon?
8 pounds.
8 pounds. How much do you think the ocean weighs?
Oh.
She's an entity. In your sacred books, it says God's path is through the water. Why? She can handle the weight of the Father. And what you don't know is the moon speaks to the water, and the water speaks to the moon, and the sun speaks to the water, And the water speaks to the sun. And the water shines in the moonlight for a reason. And that shine that's over the water at night and from the moonlight, that shine is within you. It's within you. That's what gives you the continuity of your consciousness as a self. The shine of the water in its communication with the moon. Now I know you have the understanding the moon influences the tides. But it's the understanding of this portion that is the power of the ocean that is pulling the moon. In its phases? Not in its phases. In its, what do you call it? Apogees, closeness. If you look at the tides, the tide moves before the moon, but your understanding is the moon pulls the tides. But you will get into the shine of yourself when you understand the tide is pulling the moon. Communication with the moon is very difficult. Why? Because she orders things. And then you have to comply. Your water is not strong enough to pull the moon, to push it yet. The water is being influenced by the moon, is push and pull. But you're not aware the ocean is pushing and pulling the moon. We have an entity called the Queen of the Sea. She works with all waters. All waters. All waters. She has a name. You can look it up. When you drink your water, even hold your water, you should think of her in thankfulness that you have it. Because without water, you can't live very long. Your tongue will swell up. Called dying of thirst, you say. You're choking yourself. You're in a place now where they need to understand truly the respect for the natural condition. And that's the air and the water. And then you'll have common sense enough that it will develop, that you'll work with the earth, plant the flowers to give you the joy of life. Because flowers bring the joy. And they communicate with each chakra. Different flowers have different levels of communication. And then you will understand that the purpose of your food, it's growing for you. It knows it. The grapes, when you pick it to eat, it knows you're going to eat it. It's looking forward to it. Because it can have its consciousness expand into the great kings and queens that you are. But you don't treat it that way. You beings in the human condition grab a handful, stick it in your mouth, chomp away, bend over your food and shovel it in there. Why? That's one that needs to learn a little bit. Patience. The system of consciousness, the food you're eating, has consciousness. And it's providing you an ability to continue to think your own being. So the respect for food hasn't really taken place yet. Oh, yeah, you have this, you said it looks very nice and tastes very nice and you look at it, but the thankfulness is not there. You barely have a time to say a grace before you eat. Even if no one else is saying grace when you sit down with food, you should always say it in yourself. And not to say it loud so everyone is, but think it. And know that what the food is thinking of you. And it's actually anticipating being ingested. Because that's its purpose. That's its responsibility. And it knows it when it's growing. It does. You don't want to try me on this one? Go through your hour. I'll tell you which. Asparagus loves to talk. And there are a few others also, grapes especially. That's why wine has the draw. So you're going through this educational process of yourself. It's not so much what everyone else says. You're living your life, but what you understand is, too, you're living your death. Because you die daily. And the breath and water is what keeps you alive daily. So you're in a counterbalance. And when you get into the mystery of the cave of your heart, you're going to find out how to cure yourself without a problem. You'll go back in time and come forward in time within 30 minutes. You'll have to go through the pain of the injury or whatever it was, backwards, through it, before, and come forth with clarity. Healing is going to become instantaneous here pretty soon, for those that know how to process the data. I have to say it that way. Because you're going to have what you term many, how do you say, charlatan views come forth. The thing is, you do it yourself. And I'll tell you one of the quickest ways to get the information for heal is you take a grape, purple preferably, purple grape, no negative connotation on the other grapes. It's just that the purple grape has a different consciousness. And if you talk to it gently, you'll see eyes in it. It will look at you. And then you ingest it. You thank me. But you're going to do this in the contemplation of yourself, in the mystery of yourself. Not just because we said it. No. I'm just offering clues. Because in the mystery of the cave of yourself, there's always your super secret. It was known for ancient times. Eons. It's only yours. And if you want to share it, you'll share it. But you need to understand the performance of it first in order to share it correctly. And that's what every human now is going through in this lifetime walking on the planet. You're learning the correctness of yourself or not. You're just identifying the ignorance of yourself or not. You're identifying the perpetuality of yourself or not. The ability if you have one or not. Do you want to or not? What are you doing or not? First step is thankfulness for your mother, because you would not have been here. And I don't care how she treated you. That's your fault. And you need to pray for your father, because he's the one that took the thought and implanted the seed. Because there's a thing called the seed thought. And that's in the mystery of the golden portion of yourself. The seed thought came from your father, physical human father. That the seed was available to be there for you to perform out of your mother. And I said perform, because you're here with responsibility. Performance requires responsibility. You're supposed to know what you're doing. This is where you are now, in this world today in your life. Breath and water, thankfulness for the air and the space that you are in. And this other thing, we're all in this same space, breathing the same air and the same God force. And all the thoughts are there. We see them. I see them. Here, back, here, back, here, back. They take their seat when you're trying to understand the performance and perfection of yourself in what you call the man of dignified Manner dignified. Manner dignified, which magnifies the presence of the Divine Mother. Sees the influence of all things meets. Your mother came from a mother. Her mother came from a mother. Her mother came from a mother, which is nature herself. And the dignity lacking is not the respect for nature, which shows you don't respect your mother, or her mother, or her mother, or her mother. You think you respect yourself. You're going through the remembrance. So what we've done is we've taken you through a time phase, brought you back there, so and some of you are remembering now the void you came out of. Now, that's important. That's significant. It's significant. It's significant. And as you're feeling this, I want you to contemplate your birthday. The day you were born. The day. The day. The day. The day. The number of the day and the manner of the day. By manner I mean Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Thursday. Because there's a different frequency in each day and is ruled by a different planet. Yes? Okay. Everyone take a breath. Peace to all beings. Draw your palms to be up. This manner here to receive. Clarity, health, perfection and performance. Mercy to ones that don't. Peace to all beings. Now, for those of you that have illness issues and things, we've taken you to the mystery of the cave of the heart. Work it. We don't say these things and then leave and abandon. So if you understand and contemplate what's here, we'll be with you, what's called the astral, and around. Or those that know to assist will be there as an assignment. You're involved in becoming, literally. Literally. You know what's going on in your world out there, on the other side of the equation. The performance and dignity of self is going to balance this thing, because there won't be any argument. Nature herself will determine the outcome of this one. Just align with her. And be thankful God's God. And remember that Jesus is Jesus and John the Baptist is John the Baptist. I said is, I didn't say was. You're in that school, whether you know it or not. You're going through a baptism, literally, in consciousness. The heart understands it. Solar plexus is getting the message. The body of perfection wants peace, because it knows the power of peace. It knows mercy is there also. It truly does. We are through.